we have Australia's largest range of tyre brands and sizes. Find a cheaper identical tyre locally stocked and we'll beat it. At Bob Jane T-Marts, we'll look after you.
It's round 3 action in the National Premier League. South Melbourne travelling to take on Green Gully. Not traditionally a happy hunting ground out here for South, although they did break their winning drought out here last year, John Cairo.
That's right, David. Not a happy hunting ground indeed for South. However, last year in the opening round we did defeat Green Gully here 3-0, so hopefully we'll get more of the same today and continue our good start to the season.
South Melbourne eager to get underway there, and the captain, Michael Eager, is leading the charge. Timmy Marler puts that one up nice and high. Reed and Holmes. Now Theodore. And here's a good chance here for Epifano. Epifano plays it in. Gonzalez parries it down, but only to Lujic. Lujic turns it into goal. South Melbourne have an early lead. Fantastic start for the visitors. Well, it was a nice build-up there. Epifano put it across. Pressure on Gonzalez. He could only parry it, and there Milos Lujic, the big striker, has scored.
Yeah, great start for South. 5 minutes in, David, as we see a promising run forward by Epifano on the right side. He drives the ball across looking for Lujic. Kieran Gonzalez comes out, could only parry it, and the big striker gets his foot on it and puts it in the back of the net. So it's a fantastic start for South, as we see here. Epifano with the drive across. Gonzalez comes out, can't quite parry it away, and the big centre forward there sticks the right boot out and puts it into the back of the net. 1-0 to South.
Venega trying to get things moving, but repelled instantly, and Jawadi takes that away. Linking up with Epifano, Jawadi gives it back to Epifano, and now a run being made here by Jamie Reed. Reed with the shot down low. Gonzalez gloves that one easily. Nice build-up play from South until the end. Well, jostling there, Bradley Norton wins that one nicely. Now he releases Epifano. Epifano trying to get round his man, comes back inside. Ball being played around there. Bradley Norton, ball across, turning. Oh, almost a goal. Good save that time by Gonzalez. He reacted nicely to that one, and they will get it away here, Green Gully.
Well, Gonzalez makes up for his earlier mistake here, David, as we see a driving across from Brad Norton on the left side. Jamie Reed gets a foot to it, but in anticipation, Gonzalez makes the block at the near post.
Venega again trying to fight his way through, but this time Tyson Holmes denies him, although his ball up the left can't quite reach Epifano, and Gonzalez will clear here. They have to be quick. He's played it straight into Lujic. Oh dear, it's a howler from Gonzalez. From absolutely nowhere, Milos Lujic charges down the keeper's ball, and it's 2-0 South Melbourne. The big striker has a brace.
Well, farcical scenes here, David, as we see a routine clearance from Gonzalez, kicks it straight into the advancing Lujic, and the ball rebounds into the back of the net. I don't know what it is here with goalkeepers at this ground, David, when South visit, because there always seem to be howlers every time we play here. As we see there, Lujic getting in the way. Gonzalez kicks it straight into his chest, and it flies into the back of the net. 2-0 to South.
Their first real chance here, Green Gully. They'd love to pull one back. Venega's free kick goes flying over the bar. Not going to score that way. Their first real threat on goal there, Green Gully. Ball on the right-hand side. Jeffrey Fleming, the veteran, plays it straight into Tyson Holmes. Tyson Holmes, you got Epifano in the middle. Decides to go across, straight across. Milos Lujic, far post goal, hat-trick. Milos Lujic, 3 goals. What a start to the game. Barely 30 minutes played, and the big striker has given South a 3-0 lead, and he might just crush Bradley Norton there, John.
Yeah, I don't think Bradley Norton stood a chance there, David, in holding up the big man. But as we see, Tyson Holmes wins the ball, and a low cross from the right side, across goal. You see Lujic unmarked at the back post. That is very slack marking by Stephen Downs there. As we see Tyson Holmes laying the ball across for the big striker. 26 minutes in, and he buries a hat-trick. Dare I say it, South could get more this half, David, because they've been on fire so far.
Oh, wonderful there for Milos Lujic. Congratulations on a fantastic hat-trick. A great start to his South career. Well, Green Gully, they're just a bit shell-shocked at the moment. Venega been trying hard early, but loses it again. This time, lovely ball by Epifano. Jamie Reed, one-on-one. Well, did you doubt it? Fantastic finish. What a start by South Melbourne. This is about the best half an hour of football we've seen from them. 4-0. Incredible. I don't think anybody could have predicted this, John.
Well, this is obviously the goal of the game so far, David, as we see Epifano. That is a peach of a through ball to Reed. Gonzalez comes out, and that just gives Reed the easy opportunity just to dink it over the advancing keeper and into the empty net. That is a fantastic goal, and you're right. This is the best start that we've had for a long time. What a fantastic opening half an hour for South here at Green Gully. As we see here, Gonzalez had no chance. He comes out and Regis dinks it over him and into the back of the net. 4-0 to South, half an hour in.
Well, wonderful there, South Melbourne. Look at the players. They're rightly delighted with this effort. Bradley Norton, they're still attacking here. South puts that one up to Lujic, the hat-trick man. And it might sit for Epifano. Epifano, the shot off the post and bounces away. Oh dear, and the follow-up shot goes flying away. Well, that could almost have been 5-0 before half-time. Wouldn't that have been something?
Well, Epifano played his part with the assist in the earlier goal, and this would have been a fantastic finish for him. In the end, he goes for the shot at the near post and hits the post and goes out for a goal kick. That's unfortunate for Epifano because he's played very well so far. Probably should have gone across goals there, but in the end, his shot at the near post goes out wide.
Eager. He's looked good today, as has Tyson Holmes. And he might get it back here. He does from Epifano eventually, Holmes. Chance now, Lujic looking for number 4, and well, the defenders worried him out of that one. He wasn't able to get a clean shot on goal there. Tyson Holmes can't quite steal that one, although he gets a second bite at it. He's still going here, Holmes. He's got Theodore next to him. He'll use him. Matthew Theodore might line up a shot, goes across. Great chance now for Epifano. Plays into the middle, Reed. Oh, and it's gone wide. Well, Epifano should have been a bit more greedy there, I feel, John. It's a nice build-up play. And possibly could have been a goal. Oh, Gully, they'll be desperate to clear this one, but it's not going away. Bradley Norton links up with Epifano. Epifano played in for Lujic. Lujic can't get the power behind the shot, and it bounces up for Gonzalez, and that one he is able to glove easily. Oh, Vargas. He's seen a lot of football, but he won't have seen many worse than this one. That's a good ball played forward now for Hayne. Hayne with the shot. The best he can muster is across the body and easily gloved by Saldaris. Hayne looking to play in the corner. Floats that one up high. The header coming in from Vargas. Saldaris away. Asagi tries it cleared off the line. Scrambling defence there by South Melbourne. They hold on to that clean sheet.
This is Gully's best chance of the half, David, because they've been quite poor otherwise. As we see from Haynes' corner, Roddy Vargas heads it onto the post, and eventually through the goalmouth scramble, Tim Marley gets a foot in and clears the ball and clears danger there.
Stephen Jones keeps the ball alive. Venega. Chance now. Sanders with the shot. Good save, Saldaris. Palms that one away. Got his body up nicely there.
Oh, fantastic save here by Saldaris because this was going in as we see the shot from Matthew Sanders going to the top corner there, and Saldaris gets a big hand to it and deflects the ball away from danger.
Well, they've started a bit brighter in the second half here. And Stephen Downs will link up on the far side there. And Andy Vargas plays that one in. A chance now. Green Gully, they're going to get one back. It's 4-1. The right kind of start for Green Gully that time after a poor first half. We were sure they were going to come out with something. And Sanders has pulled one back early in the second, John.
Well, that's a positive start for Green Gully in the second half, as we see Jason Hayne here. Plays the ball across, and it's set up there for Matthew Sanders to put it into the back of the net. Slack marking here by South, as we can see from behind the goals. Tim Marler has 2 players that he needs to mark, and Sanders has the easy task of tapping the ball in the back of the net. Is the comeback on, David?
Well, Gully, possibly inspired by that goal they scored. Ball played forward there, and it sits up Asagi. Always dangerous, Asagi Edararo. What's he got? Steps over, goes through Marler. The chance, the turn, the goal. Well, it's 2 in 5 minutes. Matthew Sanders has a brace, and South Melbourne, after starting so brightly in the first half, it's up to Gully this time. They've got 2 in 5 minutes, John. Maybe it's game on.
This is obviously the goal scorer again, David, as we see here. Gully 2 goals in the opening 5 minutes of the half. Matthew Sanders with a quick turn and shot. In fairness, I think Saldaris would have saved that had it not deflected off Michael Liga, but nevertheless, a good turn and shot there by Sanders, and he's certainly put his side back into the game. I think there's a few nervous flutters now by the South Faithful because they've reduced the deficit even further. It's now 4-2.
Well, Green Gully, if any side could do it, they could. They got a lot of experience, and that man Asagi is very dangerous. They're on again here. Chance for Sanders across the face and wide. We might have had a second hat-trick in this game, John. That was quite a dangerous build-up there. South looks stretched.
It's incredible, David. Sanders could have had a hat-trick in the second half, early in the second half, like Lujic in the first half. He's played through. Osaga's been very dangerous as well, and Sanders' left foot shot goes wide. They're calling for a corner, but it's a goal kick given.
Asagi again there. He looks dangerous. Asagi at close range, and I think that one was saved. Yes, it's come off Saldaris and out for the corner. Well, they are really pressing now, John.
Well, Asagi, like I said earlier, David, has been very dangerous, and he gets through Michael Eager here and his shot, I think Saldaris didn't know much about it, but he heads it onto the post and it goes out for a corner. That is a great save by the South goalkeeper. We'll see from here. Yeah, he didn't know much about that, David, but he gets his head in the way and deflects onto the post and out for a corner. Great save by Saldaris.
South Melbourne really for the first time in this half, and there's a shout for a penalty there. Lujic went down, a push from Vargas. Was there enough contact in that? We'll have a look in a moment. It comes back through Marla. He can't get through Fleming, but standing his ground is Epifano. Now Holmes. Chips it on, chance for Lujic. Lujic across the face, number 4 eludes him. And South Melbourne can't get that goal to kill off Gully. Well, this is interesting. John, what did you make of this one?
I didn't think much of it, David, to be honest with you, as we see the replay. Yeah, look, it would be soft if South got awarded that, but you have seen them given in the past. Referee waves play on here, and Lujic keen to make up for that. Drives the ball across goal. Gonzalez probably had it covered, but it's gone wide of his far post and gone out for a goal kick there.
No, that one's played long. Fleming, the veteran, and that one should be flagged as offside. Oh dear, Gonzalez came out. He looks to put a boot into Lujic there, and he is off. Well, no surprises there, no hesitation from the referee. I don't know about you, John, but to me it looked like Gonzalez just came out and kicked out at Lujic, and that was completely unnecessary. He had a horror first half, and he's made his day much, much worse. That was poor play by Gonzalez, and he's off.
He's off, David. And to be honest with you, I think it's just pure stupidity on his behalf. As you see here, he was clearly offside there, going through the motions there, and Gonzalez just flies out, and instead of just leaving Lujic, he decides to check him, and he sticks his foot out and drops him. Like I said, completely unnecessary and a deserved red card. And what could have been a yellow card for Lujic for a bit of time wasting has now resulted in a red card for Gonzalez. We see the reserve goalkeeper coming on here for Green Gully, and a bit of farcical scenes here because Chris Taylor has noticed that 11 players are still in the park for Green Gully. They have not substituted an outfield player for the reserve goalkeeper, so the referee might have to do a head count here, David. It's completely farcical here at Green Gully.
And these very strange scenes that we're seeing, John, have added to the frankly bizarre nature of this game. Norton chips over. A chance now. Oh, Jamie Reid, he couldn't quite get the sweet contact that he wanted. With a man down now, you feel like perhaps the Green Gully charge might be over. And Nick Epifano, a great first half he had, comes to the bench. On comes young Lee Monopolis, who had a wonderful game last week, proved to be a match winner. Bradley Norton, he's looked good today. This time he links up with Jawadi. Norton gets it back, tries to turn onto the right foot. Shot by Norton, and it's deflected wide, and it'll be a corner there for South Melbourne. Bradley Norton nearly picking out the young keeper there.
That's right, David. Bradley Norton has had a fine game, and he goes on his non-preferred right foot. And Dylan Ibrahim, the reserve goalkeeper who came on for Gonzalez, he makes a sharp save.
Monopolis, he's won it well there. Turns inside. He's going to look for Jamie Reid. And, oh, that's a bad tackle there. Daniel Jones, he might be in trouble. He's already on a yellow. Looks like he's going to get away with that one. But, geez, he's got to be careful. They wouldn't want to have 2 men sent off here, John. They are still coming, Green Gully. Corners are probably where they're going to be most dangerous. That one's floated in high. Headed across by Vargas. And, oh, just away. And eventually cleared by Norton to Jawadi. South Melbourne hanging on here. Lujic. Now it ends up with Jamie Reid. They'll get another crack at it here, South Melbourne. Norton might put across it. Well, Stephen Downs has had some kind of altercation with the referee, and he's off! Oh, incredible. Stephen Downs has been sent off. He appeared to turn around and snap at the referee there. See, it's something that obviously upset him, and the referee clearly had no hesitation in pulling the card out there, John, and they are down to 9.
David, I could hear on the coverage there exactly what was said, and I can tell you now he would have been sent off with dissent. He's just turned around and given the referee a mouthful. A bit of an expletive there, and the referee heard it and has obviously sent him off. Completely unprofessional on his part, because now his team is down to 9 men.
Norton puts that one over. They've got to finish it off if they can here, South Melbourne. Lujic stands his ground. Musa! Oh dear, that would have been it. This Green Gully valiant charge might have just ended right there, but Musa couldn't quite get onto it.
It's a difficult chance here off the knockdown by Lujic, but he stuck the foot out, did Big James Musa, and the ball went over the goalkeeper and also over the crossbar.
Well, incredibly, Green Gully still able to get some real possession here. Vargas heads it across. Asagi, I think he handled that. It looked like a hand of God there. The ball's still alive. Well, I think Asagi Maradona had a crack at that with his hands, John. What do you see here?
I think you're right, David. I think I saw a hand as well. Yep, a clear hand there. Don't know why the referee didn't spot that one. That looked pretty clear, but luckily for South, they cleared the danger, and Gully didn't score there, because again, that would have been an unfortunate goal to concede.
Well, off comes Matthew Theodore, and on comes young Slaven Vranasevic. Well, incredibly, they're still managing to win a corner here, Gully. They might even manage to score from a set piece, and it's played in. It's high, it's Vargas, and it's 4-3. Here, there is a 7-goal game, and the 9-man Gully have got a third. Roddy Vargas, he knows how to score, he's experienced, he's talented, he's especially good in that situation, John.
Roddy Vargas, he's always scored against South in the past, and he's lost his marker there, Jamie Reid, and headed into the back of the net. South will be spewing, David, because it's the 91st minute. There's still going to be a few minutes of injury time, and surely the unthinkable can't happen. South can't concede a fourth. Gully, they've been fighting to the end. Let's give them credit. With 9 men, they could make this 4-4.
Well, South Melbourne, you think incredibly, you'd almost say they have to score again here to make certain of it. Monopolis plays in Reid. Reid checks it back in. Surely this time Monopolis, it's over. 5-3, South Melbourne have it now. Well, incredibly, a 9-man Green Gully was charging, but Lee Monopolis scores for his 3rd goal in 2 weeks here. Well played by Jamie Reid. South Melbourne have it now.
Yeah, you'd think South have it in the bag now, David, in the 94th minute, as we see here. Monopolis plays Reid down the right side, and he cuts it back for Monopolis to follow through and tap it home. It's 5-3 now in the 94th minute, like I said. Lee Monopolis, 3rd goal in 2 games, like you touched on, David. Nice little finish there, and surely the game is over and won.
Well, Bradley Norton, the final substitution. On comes Andrew Mullett. Well, it's all over now. The referee blows his whistle. James Musa played the final ball away. It is 5-3, South Melbourne over Green Gully. I don't think I could possibly describe that to anyone. The vision doesn't even do justice to what kind of game this was. 2 red cards, 8 goals, 7 of them all at one end. John, I don't think I've ever seen one like this.
Yeah, it's an incredible game, David, and as you look at the stats, it was very even. South were outstanding in the first half. Green Gully fought their way back in the second half, but ultimately South did enough to win the game.
Well, a win is a win, and 3 points is always good, but I suppose the best thing to say is that was definitely a game of 2 halves, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely. We made it hard for ourselves in the second half. First 20 minutes, we just didn't come out to play, but lucky enough, we got the 3 points, and we came here for 3 points and we got it. So, win's a win.
What was Chris Taylor's message immediately after the game, and compared to his message at half time? Because obviously he would have been much happier at the break. Yeah,
he hasn't said anything after the game yet, which is not a good sign always. But at half time he told us to keep going, and he said first 20 minutes is going to be the toughest, which it was, and we were just sleeping second half. But like I said, our first half was good, so made up for it, and we got the win. So.
It's a bit of a bittersweet victory for us. Obviously, we go in 4-0 up and with our tails up, and they come out and score 2 in the first probably 2 minutes, and it's very disappointing on our behalf, and we expect better from ourselves. But credit to the boys, obviously we did enough to hold on and even score again.
Look, Gully are a quality side, and obviously they were never going to follow up that first half with 45 minutes like that again. I mean, to be expected to some extent, but geez, it must have been disappointing to find yourselves fighting for the game in the end.
Definitely. We knew they were an experienced side. We knew that they were going to come out and throw caution to the wind and bomb on, and that's exactly what they did. And that's the disappointing thing. We knew what was coming and we didn't stop it. So that's something we definitely need to work on. Obviously, we're playing some good football, but there's certainly chinks in the armour that we've got to fix pretty soon.
Let's talk about the positive then for a moment. That first half was one of the best first halves we've had in a long time. We took on one of the premier sides in the competition on their own ground and scored 4. I mean, you can't ask for much better than that in 45 minutes of football.
You're exactly right. It doesn't get better than that, and that's why we had to walk in and sort of have a bit of a reality check, because football doesn't go like that. And we knew that. And we put in probably our best 45 minutes of the season, and hopefully we can start building on that and really keep this run going.
We showed how good we could be. First half, we came out and we played well for the first 40, and then going into half time, sort of the 5 minutes before, I guess we sort of sat off, and unfortunately, a bit of an indication as to what happened in the second half. We sort of lost a bit of our shape. Boys work sort of 10-20% less, unfortunately, which is something we're just going to hammer home, because come to places like this, and if you're not at your best, you'll get undone. And unfortunately today we had a good first half, but if we only scored 1 or 2, we could have been walking away with nothing in the bag. So it's a tough week ahead, but plenty to improve on.
Probably happy for 35-40 minutes, but probably the only way to describe it is Jekyll and Hyde. We looked so good in patches. Probably could have been 6 or 7 goals up after 40 minutes, but we were terrible in the second half. It looked a totally different team. Our character, attitude, everything we were doing right in the first half just went out the window in the second half. So yeah, not really happy with it and not comfortable with 3 points, but that's about all that we can take from today's game.
What do you do during the week now, given that you've had that Jekyll and Hyde effect, as you call it, to try and capture that brilliant first half and try and get that second half out of the system?
Well, obviously we've got to focus on the positives, and we were good at times and we moved the ball around, but it's the consistency what we're looking for, that we do move the ball around well, we press high, which we did in the first half, but then all of a sudden we just go back into a shell, and we probably lack a little bit of leadership at times. So yeah, we have to work really hard on the park and make sure that we consistently grind out the results and not allow teams back in the game.
Trying to turn a positive look out of this, we've gotten 3 points at Green Gully, we've scored 5, and we're 3-0 in the league. So overall, it must be a good position to be in.
Well, it's a better position to be in than probably at the bottom of the league, yeah, granted. But we still got to look at it from a sensible point of view that some of these games could have gone the other way. We played well in very, very small patches against Port Melbourne, and today again, we were very, very good for a period of time. But we need to run out a game 90 minutes consistently, and if we do that, I don't think we've got a problem this year. But if we allow teams back in like we did today, well, it's going to be a very, very long season.